The first thing you need to do when you're learning Python is to understand the difference between idle, which is a testing environment, and the actual writing of programs. What you write in idle is just for testing. You will not be writing your actual programs in idle. To elaborate on that, idle is a testing environment. So anything I write in idle, for example 1 plus 1, and then I press enter, it runs immediately, I get an answer. If I write 5 times 9, it runs immediately, I get an answer. I can't save this because it has already run. However, this is a good starting point for us to learn the very, very basics of Python. As you can see what I've written above, you can do simple mathematics. For example, 5 plus 5 is 10, 5 times 5, which is denoted by an asterisk there, is 25. 5 divided by 5, which is a /, is 1. And it's not just 1, it's 1.0. 5 minus 5 is 0, and of course you can have negative numbers. We've gone over the 4 main ones, adding, division, subtracting, and multiplication. However, there is also flawed division, which simply, it takes the number, so this would normally be 5 divided by 2, 2.5. If you do like with 2 /, it rounds down. And if I do 5% 2, it gives me the remainder when I do 5 divided by 2. So 5 divided by 2 is 2, remainder 1. Also of note is to the power of, so you can do different orders and indices. So 5 to the power of 5 is 3125. All of these numbers that I have here, every number is a data type called an integer. So if I just class int being integer. An integer is a whole number. You may know the term integer from mathematics if you have done it before, but the term integer just means a whole number. However, as you saw when you did 5 divided by 2, you didn't get a whole number. You got 2.5. 2.5 is not an integer. 2.5 is something called a float. And a float is any number with a decimal in it. The important thing to get from this is that there are different kinds of numbers. This shouldn't impact you too much for now, but just be aware of that. The next important data type to learn of is a string. Now a string is just a collection of letters or numbers or anything, really. It is just a collection of characters, or even no characters. So a string is denoted by double quotes, like that, or single quotes, like that. Now, it is important to know that strings and numbers are different things, obviously. So the string 5 is not the same as the number 5. For example, 5 plus 5 as numbers is 10, because it has performed the addition of the two numbers. 5 plus 5 as strings is 55 as a string, because what it has done is it has joined the two strings 5 and 5 together into one string, 5, 5. They are also incompatible, so if I do that, it just gives me an error. 5 plus 5 cannot work with a string and an integer. That is the very, very basics of data types, and is all you need to know for now. Play around with different data types. For example, 2.6, 2.6 add 8, it gives you a float back. 1.0 plus 1, it gives you a float back. Even though it is a whole number, it gives you a float. Just get comfortable with that idea. I think I'm setting you homework. That is hilarious. Just get used to strings existing. Get used to things you can and can't do in strings. For example, if I want to write the word can't, I can do it simply by using double quotes, but if I want to use single quotes, I can't do that because it gives me an error. because this is closed off the quote. So if I want to do that, I have to put double quotes. Get comfortable with these ideas, and when you are ready, come for the next episode.